So one thing to know about me is that I went to a Christian elementary school. And when I was in 8th grade, I got confirmed at the Lutheran church across the street. You know, I took this confirmation class, and part of getting confirmed means you have to pick a Bible verse. That's your confirmation verse. And your confirmation verse is, I guess, is supposed to be reflective of your personality, of who you are, what you're hoping to get out of the religion or something like that. I wasn't religious at the time, so I didn't have a good verse that I wanted to pick. So I just opened my Bible to the middle, pointed to verse, and decided that would be my verse, because I was at the deadline. And fortunately I landed on something not terrible. That was Proverbs 19:2, which is actually kind of useful. It is not good to have zeal without knowledge, nor to be hasty and miss the way. I still got it memorized all these years later. They read it out loud while I was walking up to take a sip of the communion wine and take a little wafer or whatever, right? But I think it's actually kind of useful advice. So let's break it down a little. It's not good to have zeal without knowledge. That's the first part, right? Well, that's very simply put, your passions, right? The things that you care about, your emotional motivation to do certain things, to take certain actions. Those may be good, but without knowledge, right? Without wisdom, they can lead you down bad paths, right? I see it all the time. I think a lot of people are very passionate about the causes that they care about, or the things that they think are moral in the world, but they often don't think things through, right? And as a result, they can come across as foolish or ignorant, despite their passion, despite their emotional resilience or desire to do a thing. The second part, which is really kind of a different idea, but is very similar, is it's not going to be hasty or miss the way, right? And miss the way. A lot of times we get so eager to get where we want to go, right? That we take shortcuts, or we don't prepare the way we think we should. And as a result, we don't end up where we wanted to be in the first place. One thing I tell my students, I'm a writing teacher, is that, if you're writing a paper, right? The thesis statement is important. Yes, it's good for the reader, but it's really for the writer. And why is that? Because the thesis statement chooses your direction, right? Where are you going to go in this paper? And if you choose the wrong direction, right? Whether the wrong direction because it's not really what you're interested in talking about, or the wrong direction because it's not really what the assignment is asking you to do, by the time you get to the end of the paper, you're going to be way off course, right? Imagine if, you needed to be at a specific spot 1 mile due north, but you headed due east, you were just going to miss the mark entirely. So it's important to plan, to prepare, to not be too hasty when you're when you're starting out, right? So there you go. There's some biblical advice from your favorite trans creator today.